Now, why would you sign up to be this man's third baby mama? And this is your first child, but his fourth child. And now those are three broken homes. So you're choosing to have your first child with somebody who is going to have to split time between three different homes now. And what I'm afraid of is that young girls are going to see Latto's situation and try to imitate it in their own life. But Latto has something a lot of us don't have. She has money. So even if this man chooses to be inactive and she has to raise her child on her own, she's going to be okay because she has money, access, and resources. And with her pregnancy announcement, she also announced a new album. And it looks like this album is heavily going to focus on her journey with her pregnancy and motherhood. And I'm actually excited for her in that aspect because if it's something she wants, I love it for her. And with this pregnancy announcement, she also is releasing an album. And it looks like the album is going to focus heavily on her pregnancy journey and her next steps into becoming a mother and motherhood. And I'm not sure who the target audience is going to be. I know me personally, this is not the stage of life that I am in, and I am not interested in pregnancy or motherhood right now, but hopefully there's like a large enough audience that can listen to her music and really like share in this journey with her. I know that she said some distasteful comments about like body counts and putting down women who may have fallen into that category that may be on this journey with her. So I'm interested to see what the album looks like. And again, congratulations to her. Do I think it's the smartest decision? No. But am I going to put down another woman for a decision that she's choosing to make? Absolutely not. If this is something she wants to do, I'm wishing her all the best.
I feel like Latto fell for the spell that a lot of women her age end up falling for. Subconsciously, I think a lot of women fall under the spell of being told that, like, if you aren't married and if you don't have children by 30, you know, you might as well throw the baby out with the bathwater. You might as well just make sure that you have a baby before you're 30 years old if you can't secure a marriage. Because at 27, like, I don't know, I kind of feel like anywhere between like 27 to 29, this is when you see women, like, the pregnancies like getting more rampant, in my opinion. And I really do feel like it has a lot to do with the fact of not wanting to fall into this uncomfortable place being seen in society that I don't want to be at. Like, I don't know why. I could just picture Latto saying in an interview, like, I don't want to be an old hoe having kids. Like, I don't want to be an old hoe having kids. Like, I legit feel like that. Like, the big mama, no kids, like the days of that in her brain were already going to be numbered, okay? Because she said big mama, no kids. She didn't say, you know, old hoe, no kids. Like, she wasn't going to let herself get into quote unquote old woman. I'm not saying that a 30-year-old woman is an old woman, but by society standards, the status quo is essentially like, by 30, people are expecting for you to be working toward having a child or to have had a child already. And with her being with 21 Savage for as long as she has, I honestly think that her mindset was like, okay, I don't have a ring, but then if I walk away from this situation with him despite me not having a ring, that means I would have to be single. Then that would mean that I would have to start all over finding someone. And then I would have to start all over and having compatibility with that person. And then starting all over getting to know this person. And then starting all over trusting the fact that this is someone that I could at least have a child with if marriage didn't come up. Like, I kind of feel it's though like the same thing that like Ashanti did. You know what I mean? A lot of women have like this thing where it's like, I'm running out of time, whether it be you're turning 30 or whether you're turning 40, and they'll hold on to familiarity because it's safe, even if it is at the expense of them like marrying the wrong man or, you know, having the wrong man be a father to their child. A lot of women have age be the deciding factor for them in regards to having a child and like how soon they're going to have a child. And I kind of feel like Latto specifically fell for the spell. Like, Latto did not want to sit here and deal with the scrutiny of being asked like, okay, well, you're 30 years old, you don't have any children yet. Like, I'm sorry, do you really think Latto was gonna sit here and be like a Tracy Ellis Ross? I mean, come on, come the fuck on. Like, I'm really not all that shocked. I'm really not all that surprised because I could just tell Latto is someone, she's influenced by the propaganda. Okay, she's influenced by the propaganda, which is why I feel like she has to make it so obvious and like put it in everyone's faces in her music's like, yeah, big mama no kids, like I ain't got no kids. And it's like, okay, yeah, girl, like, you know, you're 26, 27, like, no, there are a decent amount of women who are looking at you like, girl, you have a career, nobody's rushing you to have children but you.
I mean this deeply, and it's going to be the quiet, harsh part out loud. It is not something to be celebrated to be the mistress baby mama. And watching people kind of make up this narrative in their head that like, oh, 21 Savage is gonna leave his wife that he's been legally married to for how many years now? Let's say 5. They have 2 kids together. At any point they could have gotten divorced, they could have been separated, he could have at least bare minimum showed his face during this announcement, but he didn't. And I don't want young girls to think, oh, well, like, you know, Latto is going to win the lotto, so to speak, about, you know, getting her man and having her baby. That's not it. That's not it. And it's not just me. I would argue that this is historically proven. Shout out to Corinne Steffens and the Confessions of a Video Vixen. This is on my must-read list for cornerstones of pop culture. Just trust me on that. And there are so many lessons to learn in this book, but specifically one that points out to me is that after she's had several relationships with several men that are in relationships, committed relationships, married, what have you, she gets kind of bold, and she, you know, will just say like, hey, hang up the phone, tell your wife I don't want to hear her calling you while you're with me, stuff like that. And she says it loud enough so that these men's wives can hear her, right? And like, yes, there's onus on the wife, but we're gonna focus on women right now because we know that men don't get treated the same. Okay, so she hits rock bottom. She almost ODs and dies in a bathroom because she's left there by the people she's with. She realizes, oh shit, like I need to get my life together. I need help because she's about to get evicted. She technically doesn't have her son, which is a whole other thing. And she's having all 3 of her cars repossessed. So she goes to talk to an executive producer that she basically gave head. And even when he was trying to like kind of pursue her in a more romantic-ish feel, like she really just chalked it up to sex. I digress. So she goes to talk to him. He's kind of not taking her appointment. While she's sitting there waiting, she sees a book with Ja Rule on it, who is someone she is also sleeping with. And, well, sleeping with, sometimes it's threesome, sometimes it's more, sometimes it's a drug-filled bender with everything prior, right? Anyways, she goes and flips through this magazine and she sees him and his 2 sons. And she's like, oh, like, he's such a great dad. He's such a good person. And as she reads the article, she reads about how he sings praises of his wife. And there's no mention about her or any of the other girls that he's sleeping with. And she knows what he's like in real life and what he's doing and who he really... Girl, bump all that noise. It does not matter because he's not going to give you the respect, the reverence, the protection, all of this stuff that she deserves or she thinks she's entitled to because she's nothing more than the side chick. And I don't say this to like hate on Latto because Latto's already made her decisions. I say this as someone who's watching young girls again say like, no, he's gonna leave his wife for... They're not. They never leave their wives for that mistress. Maybe they leave their wife and they get with somebody else later, but they never leave it for that mistress. Very rarely does it ever happen. And when it comes a time where she's split it, oh my God, let's not even think about child support. Like, yeah, Latto has her own money, but the person who gets the most child support is the first child. And then if we're going off of like baby mama hierarchy, all this other stuff, if he gets married, that child gets the most money. And then it's the second child to the same parent, to the same mother, and how many other kids, right? And then you know who gets the second amount of money? That's going to be the second baby mama. She is, I believe, the 3rd baby mama. So even if we're working off of, let's say, like, theoretically $100,000, each person gets each kid gets 10%. Those first 2 kids get 10% from the $100,000. So that's $20,000 gone. Right now, the second baby mama, not wife, second baby mama gets $80,000. I think it's one other kid. gets the top from 80,000. So that kid right there gets $8,000 from the 10% that we're really kind of working with here. And then the third kid, or the third baby mama, would get, I think it's like what, off of that amount, 72,000, right? That's what he's coming home with, 72,000. That kid would get 7,200, and it keeps dwindling each time. And there's certain priorities and parameters, and oh, I didn't know this after my first baby mama, so like I'm gonna change this. That's why God, I can't remember his name, and I don't like him. He's in the NBA, Anthony Edwards, I think. That's why he paid off that one lady with like $10 million and just said, I'm cutting my parental rights. Because he's had so much baby mama stuff that he said, I don't want to go to litigation again. I don't want to do all this stuff again. I'd rather just cut off ever seeing this child because they're a financial burden on me, rather than looking at the child like it is a human being that is going to grow up without a dad, but watching its siblings also have a dad figure in their life. And that's a big maybe too. It's like I sit here and I watch all this, and oftentimes it feels like it's being said in the Black community, well, someone has money, so like everything's fine. And it's not. There are so many broken homes in the pop culture system. I'm thinking about Cardi B and Stefan Diggs right now, and that's not to say that this doesn't happen with like white people too, but the way that people are celebrating it, or in like this disbelief or cognitive dissonance, it's not okay. It's not safe. Like, that's why I'm talking about it. And where I'm going to end is here. The stress that you go through being pregnant, and the hardships you go through with birth and healing afterwards, don't be giving that to any fucking random ass man. This isn't even just like, only for your husband. Some of these husbands ain't shit. It's okay to take your time to make sure that your husband is worthy of having your child. I say that with a car seat in the back, my husband playing with my child right now, our child. Not all of these men are worth letting their legacy continue on, especially through you. I need y'all to stand up.
I pray that the next time that a Black female celebrity gets pregnant, she just keeps it to herself completely. Like Hailey Bailey, she goes through a pregnancy quietly, has her baby, doesn't even tell y'all, honestly, because the discourse that is crafted by the Black community every time somebody has a child, like, I get it. Y'all think people should be married and they should be this and they shouldn't do that. But what the fuck does it matter? Like, what are we talking about? People start, this is why the community can't move forward. Because a millionaire is having a baby out of wedlock? That's why the Black community can't move forward? Are y'all, like, do you hear yourselves? Y'all are weird. Y'all are weird and y'all are unintelligent. Have all the opinions that you want. Is it really worth discussion that somebody's having a baby? I don't think so. I don't give a fuck. And y'all know I'm an anti-natalist and I could care less. Like, it's like, oh, damn. I really didn't expect Latto to do that, because I didn't. Big mama, no kids. We're all a little shocked, yeah. Is he married? Perhaps. Is that questionable? Perhaps. Is it worth discussion? No. You people need to get hobbies.
And what gave y'all the impression that Latto wasn't going to be a baby mama? I'm just confused about all the shock and outrage when she's been dating this man for 5 years. What was the next logical step? Become a wife? He's already married. So being a baby mama was quite literally the only next thing that she could do. So crazy to me how y'all be expecting so much from people who give you so very little. Talking about her music so contradictory. No, it's not. No, it's not. I spend that high 500 for I ever trap you. Him trap her, right? She was never opposed to the one being trapped. She just didn't want to be doing the trapping. If you ask me, the brand Big Mama, that should have gave you all the include. Big Mama, what do Big Mamas do? Big Mamas watch all the kids. So honestly, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy if you ask me. He looks up to Cardi B. Her best friend is Mariah the Scientist. I mean, all the clues were there. That's why I say all of you bitches are birds too. Because y'all expect the most out of birds with no wings. Y'all so funny to me because Latto makes pick me music. All it is virtue signaling. I got 3 bodies. No nigga never touched this. He's so lucky. Like, Latto is a pick me, and all her friends are pick me, and everyone she surrounds herself with is a pick me. She prides herself about being a biracial girl. Like, what the fuck? Come on now. Like, come on now. She made high yellow pick me music. Like, I can't with y'all. Baby mama was always in Latto future. If you ask me, just the way she carried herself, to me, she glorifies hood culture. Like, she glorified baby mama culture. She loved that. Like, her whole aesthetic is that. The baby was all she was missing. Okay.
What the girls lack in common sense, they make up for in looks. If this news and this announcement caught you off guard, I just want to say that you and George W. Bush could probably go intellect for intellect. Earlier today, Latto said that she had an announcement, and at midnight she posted it, which is that she has a new album coming out in May. I think that this might be the album cover. I think this is a really, really pretty album cover. Like, I love it a lot. And obviously, she also announced her pregnancy. Anyone who's been on the internet for the past minimum 4 months, I would say even further back than that, was assuming that Latto was indeed pregnant because she has been missing. No one has seen anything below her neck for months now. 6 months minimum, probably. Most of us who have common sense, I knew that Latto was pregnant this day. This was back in September. She comes out of like an office and someone from TMZ is waiting there with cameras, and they say something about her man. She's like, my man. And then the lady interviewing is like, oh, is your man 21 Savage? And she responds and says, my man, my man, my man, and like giggles. Essentially confirming that yes, 21 Savage was her boyfriend. And they've been dating for like 5 years now. And it's been a whole thing, the world's worst kept secret about like, oh, she's not going to reveal her man because they want to be private, even though she will not shut the fuck up about him. But they want a private relationship, even though she is talking about him every 2 seconds. And this is the first time ever that she had confirmed and was like, essentially said, yes, that is my man. That's when I knew something was up. It's like, why after 5 years would you all of a sudden be like, yeah, openly being like, yeah, that's my man? It's because I think the reason why your relationship was private is because you didn't have a choice in the matter. But that's another story for a different day. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're having a good day. I don't want to ruin it for you. Also released a music video with a new single attached to it, right? Called Personal and Business and Personal, I think. I watched the video and I listened to the song. It's like Big Mama Part 2, where it's like slow in the beginning and the beat switches and then becomes an entirely different song. Somebody up here had pointed out that if Drake has a lot of sons, Latto is his junior. Like, she really is his biggest son. And it's so funny because like the more you pay attention, the more you're like, yeah, you know what? So much of what she does, the choices that she makes musically are so Drake coded. Ad-libs that she chooses, the way that she decides to change up her voice. Also, again, this was switching up the beat and making basically 2 separate songs, but calling it one song. All of it is very Drake coded. As you guys know, I'm really not a fan of pregnancy in general. You know how I feel about that. But I do really love a cunty pregnancy. Like, there's something about like really serving up a look. Like, this is so cunty to me, to the point where I almost might be able to be like, almost worth it. Like, it's almost worth it because it was truly just so cunty. There's a lot of really good looks in this music video, and I keep thinking about how kind of iconic it's going to be in like 20 years when people are watching these videos and be like, oh my god, look how pregnant she was in this music video, and look how good she looks, right? Because it's kind of like unheard of. Like, how many music videos do you see where the lead person is pregnant in the music video, right? Like, the girls weren't doing that 10-15 years ago. So it is fun to see. Often we talk about and we credit Rihanna for like essentially creating the cunty pregnancy by having her belly exposed, and I do kind of agree with that. But I will say one thing we don't talk about enough is the Cardi B effect, and the way that Cardi B has shifted the industry in so many different ways. While you might make an argument that people wouldn't be posted up with their belly out if it wasn't for Rihanna, I might counter and say that this music video wouldn't even exist if it was not for Cardi B. Celebrity being pregnant was essentially about hiding. It was about taking time off to have a kid and then coming back. Especially, I would argue, women who were working in like male-dominated fields, right? You wanted to have your baby and be pregnant quietly. You didn't want people to see pictures of you pregnant because you wanted essentially to be able to have your kid and have people kind of forget that you had a kid. Being in the limelight, whether you're an actress, whether you are a singer, is no different than being a woman in any other aspect of the world, right? Where you're at work, you work a corporate job, you don't want to kind of remind people that you're a mother because it makes it seem like you're less capable of doing your job, right? That you won't go as hard, that suddenly like your career takes a sideline because your main job is mother. Cardi B created the idea of working through your pregnancy. She gave the idea of like hustling, of a baby not stopping shit, about like, yeah, I'm still going to do all my appearances. I'm still going to do my music videos. I will be there with my big belly, still working. Why would I go into hiding just because I'm pregnant? No, I will be on national television. Cardi B set the standard of just because you're having a baby doesn't mean you stop working. And then as a result, we get this, a music video like this one. genre and an industry that is rapidly changing, very specifically in the past like 5 years. So it's had its formative years, right? I do like the idea of bringing motherhood into female rap because it is the reality for a lot of the girls, right? And I like the idea of them being able to be fully rounded people and not have to feel like ashamed about being mothers. I also think that hip hop in general is extremely ageist, especially with women, right? And I like the idea that, like, before when we thought of Little Kim, right? Little Kim was what, 18, 19 when she first came out, and that was a standard age that you thought that a female rapper would peak at. And I like the idea of the girls bringing in motherhood and being like, no, we're actually grown ass women and we're still here and we're still relevant. The idea of having these conversations and being honest about it. Do I like it when the girls pop out pregnant like this? Just have like a lot of real mixed feelings about it, but you know, I feel like there's no point in saying it now. We're obviously too far gone. So just congratulations to her. I feel like I'm being a little bit nicer to her than I am the rest of the girls because I'm sorry, like at the end of the day, I just like it when stuff is done correctly. And like branding wise, this is a dream come true. Like she's been calling herself Big Mama and setting the stage for this for what, like 4.5 years now. And like the baby cub, like I'm sorry, like I really am giggled. I'm entertained because it's done really well. She has set the stage and created a platform for herself as Big Mama, and then putting out an album that is essentially about her becoming a mother, if that's what the album is going to be about. I'm sorry, it's kind of brilliant, and therefore I'll allow it. Like, I don't care that I think that the minute you have this baby, you guys are going to break up, because that's what happens every single time a hip-hop couple gets together and has babies, that they break up immediately afterward. I don't care. I don't care. Like, the branding is so good. I don't care.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So guys, I came on here to talk about the Latto situation and her being pregnant for is it F1 Savage or is something Savage? Guys, people are saying that man is a married man and that he's, let's say, alleged wife and him already have 2 children, and that her child is gonna be if given birth, is gonna be the 4th child. Her child is gonna be the 4th child, guys. Wow. Guys, wow. Guys, I don't know. I do think sometimes people forget that our society is still largely traditional, and and people do still like desire marriage before having children. And in a kind of way, that's actually, how can I put it? Guys, I'm actually Christian, by the way. So if they actually do desire marriage before actually, they desire marriage before having children, I don't think that has to do with, let's say, Christian thing. I do think it's actually aligning with societal norms and everything. Because guys, let's be real, those people are saying, oh, I can never have a baby before marriage. I can never have a baby before marriage. Guys, you guys are being sexually intimate even before marriage. So I don't think people's views, depending on how, let's say, having a baby before marriage is largely due to Christian values. It just has to do with societal norms and traditional values. But in terms of speaking out of the Christian scope, to be fair, there are lots of reasons why people prefer to be baby mamas to people rather than wives or everything. Guys, it's maybe because they've seen that being a wife and also being a baby mama is actually, in a kind of way, in terms of, let's say, in terms of monetary value and how some men do not even regard their wives. Actually, guys, I do think these women are actually being baby mamas intentionally rather than being wives. Because to be fair, guys, wives are not really treated in society as they used to be. Like, it's like, you know, like, let's say before our society has evolved and everything, there were kings that used to usually have mistresses, and some would even have mistresses that they are more in love with than their wives. But the rule remains that they always, in a kind of way, culturally and routinely take care of their wives more than their mistresses. But now men don't see it that way. They, I would say, go with the flow. When I say go with the flow, I do like refer to that they are going to actually treat the woman based on how they are feeling, and regardless of whether they are married to that woman or not. Let's see for the case of Cardi B, like with the case of, let's say, her ex-husband, who was, is it Future? That man was not a good husband. And do you think if he was giving Cardi B money, he was not also giving his mistress maybe more, probably more than what he was giving Cardi B, his own wife? So I do think this thing of being a baby mama is actually women choosing money over maybe traditional values or societal values. Because guys, there are people who will get married to women, have 3 children by those women, abandon those women, and go and start a new family with another woman's children who are not maybe blood related to him, and they are just maybe coexisting. And he will not feel any inch of guilt starting a new family to starting a new family with another woman. Guys, I think people have to come to the realization that marriage is not really protecting people as it used to protect them in the past. Marriage does not really protect you. I think when it comes to marriage protecting women, it depends. It depends. Like, there are some women who get married to even rich men, and sometimes they don't have anything, or sometimes they do have. But let's say, for example, like all these rappers who are having baby mamas, and plenty of them, especially ones that are very generous, do have an allowance that they do give to their baby mamas to be looked after. Like, for example, like, okay, so if they're saying 21 Savage got a wife and everything, how is it that he's still having relationships with other women and his wife is comfortable about it? Guys, that's what I'm saying, that women are starting to realize that maybe even being a mistress or a baby mama benefits them more in a relationship, benefits them more in a, let's say, monetary sense, and to be candid, to hell with society and societal values, societal norms and traditional values. So, how being that's what I'm saying, all this baby mama culture and everything that, like, it's not really strange to me anymore. And if I see someone doing it, I will understand where that person is coming from, because people now are rushing towards the baby mama route. That's why you see many people getting pregnant for very rich men who are, let's say, footballers, basketballers, and they do make bank. Like with one children, for example, if they have one child and they're having 30K in child support, it's okay for them. Because if, like, for example, if they were to go, let's say, go get married to them, guys, the thing is, some people even take care of their baby mamas more than their wives. Yes, the wives are not really getting it as they used to. So I think it's coming from a monetary aspect. That's just how it is. And guys, you have to understand that people are not desiring marriages anymore. People just want children. Okay, maybe let me talk about who they want their child from, and where they're getting their children from. That can also be a problem, because, like, I didn't even know the man she's having a baby by is allegedly married to a woman who they share 2 kids with. So do you see that there are a lot of aspects to actually pick on here, rather than just straight up criticizing and not actually seeing the clearer picture? Well, guys, that's all I've got to say. Please share your comments in the comment section below. Let me see what you have, please. If you disagree with me, let's do it gently and let's do it respectfully. Thank you, guys.